Okay, hello. I know it's been a long time since my last video. Lately I've been playing Heroes of the Storm and trying to learn how to get better at it. What I'm going to do now is try to review one of my games, one that I just played. I'd like to do this basically to help me get better. So looking at games that I've played, whether I won or lost, and what I can do to improve. I'll try to put up games that I win or lose, be indiscriminate depending on what I think I can learn. But it's quite likely that there'll be more losses than wins. But anyway, let's have a look. So right now I'm going to show you a game I just played as Kerrigan using, of course, the succubus skin. My Kerrigan game is not great, but I'll show you. I'll show you how it went anyway. Okay, so here we are. The map is Cursed Hollow.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
The levels were very low. I think perhaps me and one other player were the only level 40s in the game. But let's see, my team, we had Sergeant Hammer, Diablo, Zagara, Kerrigan, that's me, and Vala. So, Diablo, Zagara are pretty strong at the moment. Hammer is not bad on this map, pretty good for zoning. On the other team, they had Kael'thas, Azmodan, Zeratul, Diablo, and Hammer again. So, if I was just looking at this, they've got Kael and Diablo. We've got Zagara and Diablo. I prefer our team, but then a lot of it will come down to skill. Okay, so straight up you can see we've gone 2 for the bottom, 1 for the middle, and 2 for the top, which I think is generally good, but perhaps we could have gone 3 here, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom, just because we need to be able to get around to the tributes more. So here's the Zeratul and Azmodan, which is an interesting combination. I think he revealed himself too slow, and we can easily see him there. So you can see I caught him there. He's not a very good Zeratul player. Down here, they've Kael has rotated up and left Hammer down there against Hammer and Zagara, and that's way too much push on our side. That was a bad rotation on their part, I think. Up here, Diablo's trying to fill up his soul without dying, and way up the top you can see we're getting harassed. Azmodan will do that. I think if you have a look though, he's wasted pretty much all of his mana. I'm going back to, because I know there's going to be a tribute soon, so I wanted full health, and I wanted a well ready for when the tribute appears. So first I thought, okay, I'll come here and help Diablo on this guy, but we kind of, we messed up our combo. I should have let him do his first and flip Kael back and then done my combo, and we would have had an easy kill there. So really it was my fault for not waiting for Diablo in that case. Now this looks like an easy kill, but I mess it up. I didn't have vision, so I couldn't queue onto him until there. I wasn't going to jump over the wall to get him. Now, we've got an XP lead, and they're letting Diablo lane on his own there, which means we're getting more and more of an XP lead, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. Now, what's going on here is they've done a full rotation down to the bottom, and oh dear, we just weren't ready for that. Yeah, there we go, applesauce. And I think I'm going to get ganked here, just once, yeah, that'll do it. That was my fault, I was way out of position, we shouldn't have gone this far across, especially when I knew there was a tribute coming. So that was a big mistake by me. Knowing that there would have been a tribute soon, I should have stayed basically on the left hand side, even if my minions went over there. Yeah, too much ham. But look what's happening here. Zagara decided to stay. Hammer hearthed, but is slowly heading up there. Yeah, and we're going in bits and pieces. big mistake. Now I just saw these juicy targets and I kind of went crazy, I think. I should have waited for more, because this is ham. This is a big mistake. No, go back. Oh, gee. So I didn't deserve to make it out alive there, but I did. Oh, and... Now... Yeah. Vala's a bit squishier than she thought, and this is a very bad place for Hammer to set up. Almost certainly Hammer's going to die. No support. Yeah. Pinged Asmodean, but far too late. Okay, so the second tribute's coming. Zagara is rotating, but slowly. Vala, I'm not sure why she's AFK here, but that's not going to help. So at the moment here we've got two of us trying to defend, but then almost their whole team. 4 of them are here, and only 2 of us. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just run and left it. But I honestly thought my team was rotating. I need to check my my minimap more in that case. Okay, the talent builds here. Now Kale's gone for a pretty standard one. Asmodean's gone for a laser build, which is probably guys, please don't. Yeah. Probably better in QM when it's more difficult to build stacks. Yeah, what do I think about that? But I've gone Ravage, and then I'm going Shield build, mainly because I know I'm not going to get much support in this game, so just to give me a bit more survivability. Now here we've got Asmodean and Hammer pushing at once. Zeratil's right there, but one multi-shot would have shown her. But we all rotated to the top to gank Asmodean, which gives them time to get all the way down here, way before us. We didn't need 4 people to gank Asmodean. I think Diablo and Vala would have been enough.
My curse.
Yep, and there's the first curse. So you can tell we are playing very badly at this point, and here we are, but this was a pathing mistake. Now I'm focusing on Kale because I know he's got the damage. The rest of the team all focused on Diablo. Interesting choice. I guess he was closer, but I think they could easily have targeted Kale. Now I'm not going to chase him too far because oh, I am. I chased him too far, but I should have been cleaning these. So yeah, this is a terrible curse for us. Their Hammer and Asmodean did a good job of clearing the towers and gates. Who's pinging boss? Oh, that must be the red team. Okay, the red team wants to get boss. And our camps. Okay, fair enough. I don't think they need to. They're level 10. They could just come up and engage. Asmodean here kind of gets a bit of tunnel vision, and he's going to just keep pushing this lane. Which works. I mean, he gets the keep, but it's not his best idea. Okay, so the red's pinging. They know we were just here. And they're a level ahead. But they're also quite split up, so it wouldn't be good for them to engage right now. I'm coming over here to clean up this guy. You can't just let Asmodean push through. Asmodean, he stayed. He's gone for that old Leoric style where you just keep pushing blindly. Now our team split up. Their team is getting camped. I'm here. I'm trying to get him. Now it's Hammer's turn to push, perhaps a little too far.
Hero slain.
We got their Hammer. Okay. So we're trying to push. As you can see, Asmodean's just going to keep doing that. Their team is split up now, so it's kind of our chance. I know he's there. If I'd gone around this way, mounted, I might have been able to catch him, but because I went this way, I couldn't mount. And, instead, I'm just going to get some health back off these minions. Don't know why he poked there.
Has destroyed a fort.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to come back and clean this up because he can do a pretty nasty push, but the rest of my team has decided to keep going here.
Blue team's core is under attack.
I prefer if they retreated now.
Or face my curse.
Yeah. Okay, so here we've got a tribute. All four of them, all four of my team should be headed there, except maybe, well actually I've got Asmodean pretty easily there. Hammer, no, Hammer should be waiting. It looked clear back on Hammer's side, but obviously their team would be rotating. Would have been better to stay here and zone. And as you can see here, Hammer, no, it doesn't have graduating range, so that was never going to zone them out. That was that Hammer could have done. Okay, so they get another tribute. Yeah, I couldn't spell at this point. I was trying to type quickly. I was not in a good place to type messages. Okay, so yeah, again, it's the teams being split up. Is a big problem. Me going in when the team is split up is also a problem. I should be waiting, even if it means we miss out on a tribute. It's better for me to wait and go in with the team. If we get the kills, then that makes up a little bit.
I grow tired of your petty squabble.
For the tributes.
Gather tribute.
Okay, if Red gets this, it's the 5th tribute in a row that they'll get. I'm pinging like mad, they're pinging like mad. But you can see their rotation, they're going to get there much earlier. And that's good, that's very good for zoning. So, if we have a look at this, I'm just pausing it for a second. My team, more than half of the team is over here. I'm here with Zagara only, and this is their full team of 5. Never go in 1 versus 5. That is probably, well. Okay. So things went as expected for me. Somehow we managed to get a pretty good Maw there. Their hammer, and we're standing just in their hammer's range, and the Maw is just outside of our hammer's range. So kind of bad positioning on our hammer's part, good positioning on their hammer. This is going to cause trouble because you can see it's got 3 of us, and it probably looks like, knowing these, they're going to stay around and wait for the Maw to finish. Nope, they didn't stay, but that was a bad engage by Diablo going back in. You see a low health target, it doesn't mean you should try and kill it. Being low health is often enough because they'll have to go back anyway. So instead we lost 2. Entirely my fault. Entirely my fault that I died. I should have waited, and we could have easily won that engagement. Now, because Asmodean did get that keep, we're going to have to keep clearing this. Aiming for the general first, because that takes the buff off all of them. But while we're clearing that, you can see they're pushing the other lanes. So we lose. Oh, Diablo. Yeah, it does kind of look like that at the moment. We've lost all our forts and 1 keep. They've still got 2 forts and all their keeps, and they've got 5 tributes in a row. Okay, so this one's a bit closer to us. They've got the vision, but we managed to get them pretty low health. Unfortunately, you can't mount when you're doing that ultimate, which is a problem. And so we're actually team fighting here. I'm staying in there quite a bit because I know my shields can help. The Phoenix doesn't, it does do work, but not quite as much. Asmodan has got tunnel vision. He's just going to try and keep pushing. So this was a case where, even though the teams didn't go for the tribute, somehow we managed to get it. I don't think we deserved it. It was their mistake for engaging too long, and being split up. We have to clear this again, and we'll have to keep on doing that. We need to get this boss at least, and this camp to try and alleviate that, so that we can do something else. No idea what Diablo was doing. Okay. But that was a very short one. He had 100 souls, so he could come back quickly. Maybe he thought then it was okay to just go full ham. Okay, so their team, they're kind of working around the center, which is where you should be, because the tributes might be either side. Our team, you can see we're way at the back and all around the bottom.
Or face my curse.
So you can see this tribute spawns almost next to them. Very bad for us. Their hammer was way out of position. Not really sure. We didn't punish that enough. That should have been a hammer kill easily. Okay, I missed so many combos. Okay, so going for hammer first. We should have gone for Kale, but he's moored. So Azeratul is a bit hard to target straight up. But now you can see, wow, team wipe.
Red team.
GG, Zagara. Yeah, so what we could have done right now is just pushed here. We're level 19. We could have broken this wall, broken this keep, and taken down the core. But you need a very organized team for that, and that's not this team at all. So instead, I told everybody, let's get a boss. Vala or Ozagara could easily clean these up. So we'll get a boss that's going to push bottom lane, and I'm hoping that that'll give us time to get the boss for top, and maybe I really want to take the pressure off our top lane. Their team, as you can see, is actually all going to boss now, and we have to go back and clean. But with their team all up there and engaging on boss, it gives our boss some time to do some work, and 15 minutes in, this boss is going to do some work. Our team, though, Hammer, I'm not entirely sure that Hammer was doing as much as Hammer could. Cleaning waves, no choice there. They get a boss uncontested. But we do get some XP from this. So finally, we're at level 20, which is, we're actually 2 levels ahead. Not from objectives at all. We've got 1 tribute and they've managed to get 6. But if you have a look, we've got 23 kills to their 9. Okay, this boss is pushing and there's no keep here, so we need to take this boss down as quickly as possible or it's going to get straight up core damage. So I'm there and Vala's there. The rest of the team has decided to get a camp. I'm not convinced that was a good idea. I think they should have come straight here. So what we do, we could focus on this, but as you can see, their heroes have decided to go in. Maybe they thought they could end, but they were 2 levels behind, so that was a bad choice on their part. We managed to take their heroes down, and with Zagara and Hammer focusing the boss, we cleaned that up pretty quickly. Okay, in the meantime, they are doing the smart thing and pushing 2 lanes to try and catch up, but those 2 deaths, that was a very bad choice. They should have just left the boss and used that time to probably split push down the bottom or anything else really, take down our final keep. Okay, so we're coming in to try and gank these targets. Seems like a good idea. I know Zeratul's there, I can see him. He's going to jump, but he should be jumping into the rest of the team. Yeah. Pretty easy kill there. This Shimmer, he's not a great... Oh, I suppose if he's there, maybe he was waiting to try and jump there and just didn't get the cooldown.
Petty squabbling. Gathered
Okay, so now they're a man down. We've got 5. We should be able to get this one easily. I think they were heading back to either take that camp or to clear. So I'm positioned here. I could also be here. It's good to not always be in the same one, but that gives me vision so I can see when they're incoming. Okay, Diablo's going in on his own. Actually, let me pause it a second. Diablo's used his ultimate, and that's definitely going to get our hammer no matter what. Hammer does not move. On the other hand, look at this. Kale was getting a camp during the tribute. Asmodan is way behind. They're all very split up. And they're a man down. So they should have let us have this tribute. It was only going to be the second one. It wasn't going to be a curse. But instead they decided to rush in. And we've got a pretty solid front line with me with a shield build and Diablo right there. So it plays out pretty much how you'd imagine. Good zoning by their hammer, giving them a little bit more time. We tend to be focusing Diablo a bit more than I think we need to, but that's what we do. And as you can see, Kale's just saying, nope.
Blue team's core
Don't need any part of that. So we did get that one. I'm going to clean up this camp, and I'm hoping that probably Vala will come back and clear these up pretty quickly. Now, Kale is way out of position here, but he knows that we're going to be busy cleaning these up, and he can see me on the map when I was cleaning those. He didn't know where Vala was, but that was actually a fairly safe time for him to go out there. Zeratul is off on his own. He's not going to get a kill by himself, especially when we're 2 levels up. So maybe he was just trying to push, but he's left Kale out in the... So now what we've got is actually staggered death timers. So there's going to be most of the team back, but not Kale. After he got this, he should have gone back, to be perfectly honest. That's my opinion. Oh, okay, so we've decided to gank Zeratul, but there's a tribute appearing just here, so we reverse that pretty quickly. Zeratul, though, he takes a bit of time rotating. So again, this is going to be a 4 vs 5. Very passive. See, she's not even zoning, you can still capture it from that side. Our hammer. Okay, so as you'd expect, that goes pretty badly for them. Zeratul's there on hammer. So we get that one pretty easily, and that gives us a curse. Our first curse of the game. This is the first time we've got 3. So we've got 2. Good job of it. My keyboard does that. Oh, her thing like mad. Whereas, in my opinion, we've got about 40 seconds before they can engage. We've got a curse. We should be just going straight for core. I know there's only Kalefass alive, and I know I can take him pretty easily. So I'm okay coming up here by myself and pinging and hoping that they'll come as well. We don't need that tower. All we need is the gate and to push right through. I think my team have left it too slow, so I don't think we could push through and win right now. But my team's coming, except for Zagra, who's still cleaning. So actually, we've got a keep, but 5 of them are up, and I imagine all 5 will be defending. So it comes down to this team fight. If you have a look, our Zagara is still over there. We've got 3 levels on them, which is pretty impressive. But this is a 5 vs 4. And our Diablo, if we have a look at the positioning here, You can see their team is well positioned for a Maw if Zagoro was here. Our Diablo has gone in very fast and is completely surrounded with the core shooting on him as well. Now possibly, well, we really don't have area damage, so it's not bad for them to group up like that. But it looks like what's going to happen is Diablo's going to get picked off because he went full ham into a very dangerous situation. So what we should be doing, the three of us, is saying, Diablo, you went ham against 5. You know, I hope you learnt your lesson and just back off. She did get graduating range. Good girl. Can we? Oh no, she's not sieged at the moment. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. And there goes Diablo. I decided to jump in anyway because Diablo got his. I saw the ultimate up, and that stun. Well, that let us basically clean up. I'm in a bad situation here, but suddenly we've got 50 seconds. We've got to keep down. We're at their core. So what wanted for us then was Diablo's ultimate. Basically, that ultimate let us stun so many players. They're all grouped up, which managed to catch them. And I'm going back because I know the minions will just take me out in one hit. Zaga is still cleaning. Fala's dead. She doesn't need to. She could let those minions push and just come here, and we'd get the damage off first. Okay. So, what can I learn from that? Don't go in. Don't go in. Don't go in. Never be the first unless you're the tank, and always wait for your team. That was a mistake that both teams made. Go for the objectives. On this one, we could have let them have the first one, and probably the second one. I could have waited. So that was a mistake that I made, definitely going in too fast, expecting my team to be there instead of watching the mini-map. So watch the mini-map more as well. As far as the stats go, let's see. We had the most killing blows. Oh, actually, yeah, well, the red team had a crazy number of kills. We were, they didn't play as well as perhaps they could. Assists, Diablo. Be good to see a tank up there if you don't have a support. Total deaths, siege damage, which is what you'd expect. You'd want Sergeant Hammer up there, as Maden and Hammer will always be pretty high. Hero damage, Hammer gets that, but roll, and you can see our Diablo. This is actually good, having a lower stat, because it means he wasn't dying as often as theirs. And XP, I'm not even sure how I got that, probably just from the kills. Okay, as far as talents go, I had Siphoning Impact, Clean Kill. That lets me use a minion wave to get back up to full health, and because it gives the mana back as well, means I don't have to go back and hearth quite as often. I can stay in lane a lot more. And I got all 3 shield skills, Assimilation, Mastery. People say this is terrible. Lingering Essence, which makes the shields last longer and increase the shield amount. Now the shields lasting longer lets me get basically a full shield from a minion wave, and then use that shield at the start of the next fight. I'm not entirely convinced about Omega Storm. I got it though, because the bigger size, and it seemed to be working well. They seem to group up quite a bit. Okay, well, there we go. I don't think we deserve to win at all. I'm not entirely sure. I think after about halfway through the game, the other team threw the game, and that's what really gave it to us. Okay, well anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have a slightly higher level game next time. Let's find out.